Welcome back, everyone. Going into the second hour here of week 27 of Roleplay Mirrorshades. I think that's correct. We never
I
really
think it
know.
is too.
We never really know. Anyways, Adam, what's up?
Well, you're all on the like back sort of sub dock. The way that the yacht is built, there's a section at the back that's raised where there's a like a smaller boat designed for like higher speeds than the yacht, or for when the yacht is like out in a harbor anchored and for getting to and from shore. It's not a huge boat, so putting a troll and 4 other people on it might be tricky, but it's there and it's you're capable of moving it. And you now have the keys. So
I have a question.
there's that. Yes.
I was thinking about this during the break. Can I make a bird that can like pick up a person?
You can conjure a spirit and then have it become physical. I think it depends on the spirit, but yeah,
Something
like
stand
that.
out a lot. I was just curious.
Yeah, no, it'd be super obvious.
Right.
Look, all I'm
Yeah,
saying is
but
at
it would
the end of
also
this
be super
campaign,
majestic.
yeah, if you want to
Also true.
Gandalf us away from somewhere, Dodger,
Yeah.
you could actually win roleplay.
Maybe in the future. Yeah,
I'd have to actually get you a medal and say this is for winning roleplay.
You did it. The Gandalf Award.
The Gandalf Award. It's the only award that roleplay grants. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 2015 Gandys.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Why don't we have a roleplay award show? All right.
End of the year, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you're all in the back at the back of the boat and huddled around this or standing around this like outrigger. It's meant to be there's a little like controller that like picks the boat up and puts it in the water, and then you climb down a ladder onto the boat. So you can see the island in the distance, and you've noticed, I think, like Crusher, you particularly have noticed this. There are like patrol boats, like Lone Star patrol boats in the harbor, but they haven't like come by or like harassed the party boat or anything. But there's a presence of like Coast Guard type boats.
How far out from the island are we?
Distance wise,
If I look
I don't
through
know,
my binoculars that have a rangefinder on them,
your rangefinder, like a couple of kilometers probably.
Okay.
Not far.
would I know how long that's going to take to travel in this boat?
No, I mean it'll be fast. You're not gonna like, not long, basically.
I guess I like look down at I peer over and look at Breakdown. Don't suppose you can drive a boat, Breakdown, right?
Can I drive a boat?
Well, what's your like driving skill that you
I
have?
have 1 point in driving.
Okay, let me check the skill tree and see how driving works because I'm not sure if it's particular. Yeah, so ground vehicles are a separate skill from water vehicles. So no, you could use your driving skill. It would be better than the fact that you're untrained, but
Okay. I'll try.
Is that what you're saying, game?
Yeah.
so
just-
Gavin.
Yeah, I slowly turn to Gavin and just
Well,
like
yeah, Gavin puts his hand up and he's like, "Don't worry about it. I got it. I can drive that thing."
Well, hold on, Gavin.
What do you mean? Hold on. He just said he could. He just
Hold
said
on,
he could
this
drive
seems-
it. What?
I'm-
That's
Do you remember Spy Cat? This seems very odd that Gavin can just miraculously drive a boat.
You mean Spy Cat, the totally normal cat that we have continued to
Exactly.
have in
We
our
never
home
proved that.
you thought
We never
you
proved
never
that.
proved he was a spy.
But the fact that
Crusher.
we didn't prove he was not means that he still could have been a spy, and I still believe him to.
he's a cat.
That was
He's-
also
yeah, you can be a spy on the cat.
see Knight's ass confirms
Yeah,
it's spy
when
and
you
cat.
when you say that, Gavin's like, "Actually, yeah, you could be both." That's
See, even Gavin confirms it, and for whatever reason, we're all trusted in
like-
Gavin today.
He says
Guess what?
quietly to Knight's ass. He's like, "I always thought that cat was kind of weird."
I'm just like, yeah, it's a full
Wait,
spy.
you're in league with Spy Cat? You know who the Spy Cat is? Gavin?
He shakes his head. He's like, "No, you mean that you're talking about Bonbon's cat, right? That weird cat. It looked at me weird every time I was in the apartment. I mean, to be fair,
He's
Wait.
a normal cat. He's a perfectly normal cat. Okay, at this
That's
point,
the same cat?
now that I'm engaged in the conversation, I've completely dropped the spell. I would just
Okay.
like to establish, like,
Sure.
it's like, are we getting in this boat or not? Is it totally normal?
Okay,
cat?
yes. No,
Has
you're
lived with
right.
us
I'm
for
sorry.
how
Look.
long
He could
now?
drive the boat. Unless there's any other objections, then I think that Gavin can drive the
Yeah, so
boat.
Gavin's like turning on the terminal that'll put the boat in the water. And he's like paying attention to the conversation, but he's paying more attention to what he's doing. And I think he's like, he says just sort of to all of you, like to the empty air. He's like, yeah, I could pretty much drive anything. I had to drive a Zamboni once. Man, those things have handling for shit. This boat, this is gonna be no problem. This is easy. And as he's saying that, the arm moves the boat and sets it down in the water.
All
So
right,
we can
Gavin.
get on?
I guess you can drive it. Hey, do we need to make 2 trips? Are we all? Is that thing gonna sink?
He says to you, he takes like a long hard look at it and then looks at you and he's like, well, I might have to sit in somebody's lap, but I think we'll be okay.
Well, I mean, okay. I mean, I'm really big and you're kind of tiny, so it'll even out, right? We're like one person when you really think about it.
He laughs and it's like kind of a sad laugh. He's like, yeah.
All right, well, let's go. Everyone in. Let's get a move on.
Okay. All right. So you get in the boat and so he flips off all the lights on the boat before you leave. And he says to everybody, he's like, okay, we're gonna have to be real fucking quiet, cause the engine, it's gonna be making enough noise. And he kind of shrugs. He's like, let's hope we're lucky.
Well, can you
Anybody
just coast it
customs-
in when we get close?
I'm gonna try.
Okay. And Knight's Ass, you should have Mr. Extreme, making sure that nothing's coming that we can't see.
Oh yeah, my surveillance drone should be surveillancing things right now. Yeah, that's a good idea, Crusher.
Yeah. I look at Gavin once again and roll my eyes.
I think when you say that, Night says Gavin snorts a little bit, like kind of at Crusher's expense, and it's like, yeah, no, it's a good plan.
Yeah, at the same time, I also look at Gavin and roll my eyes.
I like how much just like shade crossfire is going on. It's great. Okay, so you get into the into the boat, and it is a bit of a squeeze, especially with Gavin's like drones, but somebody can sit on them on the case. And as you head out, Gavin says like quietly to you, Bon. So I'm meaning to talk to you about the payment situation.
The payment situation.
Yeah, for the run.
Right. Gavin, my apologies. I guess I didn't expect you to bring it up 5 minutes before we were about to, go do our thing.
He shrugs. Better now than when we're done, right?
Right, I suppose. So, I guess we cut you in with a fifth.
He nods. He says, "Yeah, it sounds like this is going to be the hard part. So I'd appreciate that."
I mean, that's definitely, I think, a subjective thing you just said there, because let me tell you, the last few weeks have not been easy by any means. Like, I won't go into details, Gavin, but oh my God, like the fact that we're even on this boat about ready to assault. We were standing here like a week ago, but that's besides the point. Sure. Here's the part where we might die. Fair enough. 20% cut. I think it's fair.
Absolutely, I think so too. I can't say that I wanted to get back into this, but I mean, y'all seem like decent people. And he kind of like casts like a funny look at Crusher, and looks back at you and shrugs.
What is
for
the
most
deal
part.
with you two? I've been noticing these things. You see? You Crusher, you see? What?
He kind of leans in and he's like, "Look, Bon, I've been on enough teams to know there's always one. There's always some fucking guy who thinks he's the toughest shit in town. He's the fucking guy with the black trench coat and the katana who thinks that he's bulletproof. And more often than not, he's right about that. But he's a total dick. Trust me.
I mean,
you gotta play him a little. You gotta let him think he's the tough guy in charge. And he kind of like looks at you and he's like, but we all know It gives you a point. He's like,
I mean, Crusher means well. I feel like it's just a personality trait personally, but I don't know. You can't really let that stuff get to you.
well, and he's like, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, look, it's all part of the street samurai thing, right? You just gotta act tough. Everybody's gonna think you're tough, and fucking man, I don't want to get shot at every time I go on a mission, but that's his fucking job,
I
right?
mean,
So
but like, don't you ever get to know the runners like off the job? Because it's not like Crusher's like that all the time. It's just like most of the time, you know? I mean, if you had to put a percentage on it, I'm sure from your perspective, you're talking like 100%, but in reality, it's more like 91. And if you catch him on a good day, probably like 88, but it's not like it's always that way.
he's like, I can't say that I've ever gotten all that personally involved with people that I run with. I mean, this whole situation, he kind of like looks at you and Breakdown and Night's Ass. He's like, I don't really know what that's about. I'm not judging, but it seems a little weird to me. Like, it seems you're all a little close to this.
I mean, like, what shadow running group isn't a little weird, Gavin? Let's be realistic.
Yeah,
Make me feel better, Gavin.
He nods. He's like, well, yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure we were clear so it didn't get awkward later when I needed to,
Of course, of
ask you
course.
for money.
And since we are on the way, we have actually worked before with other runners, and we never quite knew the full range of skill set before jumping into things. Of course, situationally, not because we weren't prepared, but I'd love if maybe you do a little go-kart orientation.
Do we get a brief like bonbon flashback to young Taiga attempting to do anything?
Right.
It's not shouting and arm waving.
So I politely ask for Gavin to kind of give us go-kart, to kind of give us an overview, maybe a rundown of what his drones do and why we should pay him the 20%.
He says, well, obviously you've got the decker thing covered. I can back you up on that. I don't have a dedicated deck, but I know my way around a computer if you need a little help there. Mostly, though, it's surveillance, it's drones, facility security, vehicles, this kind of thing. And he's like, as he's driving the boat, he kind of like looks at it.
Those things have any offensive capabilities?
He looks back and maybe Night says, maybe you're the one sitting on the case. And he's like, oh yeah, Night's Ass is sitting on several tons of 50 caliber hail. Those things, I've seen him rip a man apart. And he kind of like gets this faraway look and he's like, yeah, they'll do. They'll do fine.
Awesome.
Right on, go-kart.
Is there anything you're deathly afraid of or allergic to? I don't want to necessarily suggest that you wear this plastic bag for armor if you are maybe allergic to plastic. And yes, it's happened before. So
he shakes his head. He's like, "Oh, plastic. That's a rough one." Kind of looks at Breakdown, and then he says, "No, we'll be okay as long as you don't like brandish a silver cross in my face or anything."
All right. Anyone else have any other
What?
questions?
Are you one of those vampires, Gavin? I have flashbacks to seeing the crosses on those guys' necks from like our first.
Oh right, yeah, he's a
escapades.
vampire, like Jesus.
Yeah.
We've come a long way, guys.
Yeah.
Have we though?
I mean, so
It's
really,
like a circle.
Crusher, anything else you would like to know? I
Any
know you like
laps?
to be prepared.
How many people have you killed?
Well, like personally with my bare hands, or like am responsible for the death of.
Isn't that the same thing?
He shakes his head. He's like,
Oh,
man.
shit.
I like to keep myself separated from that shit. I mean, I've seen people die, and it's been my responsibility, but I try not to be the one, pulling the trigger. The drones give me a little space from that stuff. Not like it used to be.
All right, that's all I needed to know.
I mean, kind of shakes his head. He's like, yeah. No, I mean I won't get weird out there if things get heavy because I've been there.
So even though Night's Ass completely under what's the word? Where like you expect someone's
Underestimate.
yeah, even though I completely underestimated Gavin, for some reason it just it just doesn't surprise me. Like I mean in the start I thought he was some weird crazy guy. So I actually feel like better that he has killed lots of people. Like all right, everything's making sense now. Spy Cat's a spy, Gavin's a spy. He's murdered lots of helpless innocent people. Like the world is right. So I'm just like, yeah, that's right, go-kart. Yeah, killer.
Gives you the saddest high five. It's like, yeah. I did that thing. So he kills the engine at one point. So you're like, quiet, and he kind of gives the like hand to the mouth thing, and he like pulls the key out, and the boat starts to like slide in, and there's a patrol boat like nearby, and Gavin just says like, his hands on like, everybody shut up. He does some hand signs that like maybe look vaguely familiar to you. There may be a dialect you haven't seen before, Crusher, but you kind of know, you get the gist of it.
Okay.
And then you just like drift towards the there's like a little rocky inlet, and you can still hear the motor of this like patrol boat nearby.
All right. I've got my low light goggles on, but I think I have thermographic eyes anyway, so that's kind of like doubling up for no reason, but I still wear it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess I'm just keeping an eye out as we approach.
Okay.
What time of day is it, by the way? So I know how much time we have till light.
Like quite late. It's probably like midnight or 1 a.m.
Okay.
Like definitely completely dark, and on its way to being, yeah.
So I'm like at the head of the boat or whatever, and I look down at my watch and I turn to the group and I'm like, all right, everybody sink. And then I touch my watch and I look up and they're just all like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Everybody sink here, and yeah, like.
I'm just like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. All right, nope. We're all good. Don't worry about it. Just turn around and like shake my head.
Okay. Yeah, I think that like Gavin, he's like getting like geared up too. He's opened like one of his cases, and he like pulls a balaclava on and puts some goggles on, and he takes out like his drones and stuff and is like setting them on the deck, and the ship, the boat like kind of glides in until it loses momentum, and you're like 4 or 5 meters from the shore. You'll have to jump out and like walk, but it's not like you'll be like waist deep in the.
Yeah, well, I immediately jump out and just start pulling the boat. I
Okay.
assume I can do that without.
Sure. Yeah.
I take off all my clothes and I just hold them and I walk like that.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Little like bundle of clothes.
Wait,
Do
you
have
get
your, like,
out?
guitar case.
You said you got out?
Oh, are you just pulling us to shore?
Yeah, that was what I was intending.
It's fine.
on doing.
No, it's
But
fine.
if you
I'll
just start
walk.
disrobing on the boat, I'm just like, night test. You. All right, whatever.
It's nothing you haven't all seen.
I guess I got
so.
no.
Yeah. Like it's totally silent except for like the sound of the water like lapping on the shore and the long zipping noise of Night's Ass. Like just the long
Her full
awkward-
bodysuit just.
Yeah.
going
Yes.
from-
Don't forget my knee-high like latex boots.
Yeah, it's like one long zipper. It starts here and ends at your ankle.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So by the time, Crusher, you pull the boat in, Gavin's got his drones like set up. You're on the shore. You have a good general idea of like which direction to head in to get to the facility, but you can't see it from where it is. And I think that breakdown, you notice because you probably have the least like gear check to do. Yeah, you notice he's doing Gavin is doing like checks on his drones, and all the drones' cameras are pointed at Night's Ass.
Nice.
So
How many drones
So good.
does he have?
he's got 3.
Okay.
Yeah. They're fairly small. They're maybe like medicine ball size. They have like rotors on top. They're like helicopter drones, and they all have guns. They're all fairly similar. One looks a little like better armored than the others. One has 3 guns instead of 1. It's got like a rotating gun rack, and then the other one has more like eyes on it, more like cameras. So he's got those set up, and when you pull in, he says like quietly, he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna start these up." And he looks at Crusher and he's like, "So, where are we going?"
I just slowly turn to him and be like, "To the jungle." Just start walking straight to the jungle.
I mean, well, hold on a second. Like, based off of where we're at, we were on the island before, and we covered a fair amount of the island, and it wasn't that big. So I feel like we should at least have some idea.
Definitely, yeah. You're not gonna spend a bunch of hours wandering around. Like I said, you're on the like southwest like corner of the island, and the facility is sort of northeast of middle. So you'll have to either go around or like cross. But you can. The whole thing is very heavily forested, so you should be able to sneak through.
Right. Okay.
We can't see the facility, right, from where we're at.
No, you just see the forest, and that was by intention, right? Because if you were pulling up right next to it, it's also inland. It's next to a little like lake.
Yeah.
Not on
me
the,
and
on the-
Nighttest were super close to it, so
Yeah.
Would I be able to know where we're going?
Yeah, for sure. You can be like, we're generally going this direction, and you can head that way.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that then. I just start. If everyone's good to go, I just start leading the group into the forest.
Okay. All right. So Gavin flips a couple of switches on the drones. You see him like twitch a little bit. You notice this. Bonbon, like he does that the body disassociating thing that like Deckers do when they like log on or whatever. You can see he's like dumping part of his perception into the drones, and then they quietly like lift up and kind of head out ahead of you. They create a little like fan in front as you go.
Can I, if I look astrally, I can see the shield still, right?
Yes. Yeah. So do you want to do that? Do you want to perceive astrally?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you change to your astral sight, and you can see the auras of your friends. You can see the ambient like mana of the forest. Council Island is like quite strong, so it's quite bright here. The trees are all kind of glowing, and the air has like essence in it. But yeah, you see the dome, the very top of the dome ahead of you. It's maybe it's one of the most powerful like magical effects on Council Island. So you definitely
Is my
So-
aura sparkly?
yes,
Very.
totally.
It's like the most glittery aura I've ever seen.
Wow.
You have,
Is there
you
like
have
follow everywhere I walk? Just little bits of aura glitter trail behind me?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have the Liberace of auras.
So we are going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. So you start heading that way. So I need everyone to make stealth if you have it tests, or body if you do not have stealth. If you have stealth, target number is 4. If you don't, the target number is 6 in this case.
And roll your
I got a
what,
success!
body?
God damn it!
You roll
Yeah.
body?
If you don't have it, yeah, you roll body for stealth.
Okay.
Feeling good.
Wait, you roll body for stealth? I should have rolled body. God damn it!
What?
If you don't have stealth,
Oh,
you roll body.
this is-
I have
you're
1 in
rolling
stealth.
against a 6.
Yeah.
Then you roll
Yeah,
against a
body.
4.
All
instead of a 6.
all physical skills are based on body, and then stealth is a physical skill.
But
in the
if
same
you-
way athletics is.
If you only have 1 stealth, you only roll 1
6.
die, right?
Yeah, but your target number is lower.
Fuck.
Okay.
I should have rolled body.
Well, you don't have a choice. Like once you have the skill.
Oh, okay, yeah.
to use
Yeah, you're
it.
right.
Yeah. Okay, so Crusher and Bonbon, you are a Yeah, your liability on this sneaking mission. I guess I should roll for.
Palm, don't you have like 30 karma?
I was just looking.
I just
I
looked
have-
as well.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you guys
I
can
have
decide whether you
20.
wanna- Jesus Christ!
Yeah, she's been hoarding.
All right, so Gavin's okay.
I mean, if one of us re-rolls, but
We have to both re-roll.
Yeah.
If you re-roll,
are
you need to
gonna
roll.
re-roll?
I would think that you need. Well,
Can't you just buy a success?
You could buy one. What we're doing here is you're setting up the difficulty, like the number of successes that I need to get to see you, basically.
Right.
Oh.
You should buy another stealth and then buy another try.
how much? If I have one stealth, then it's 2 points to
You know
level
what?
it up
Then
to
just
2.
let me
Yep.
spend a karma to re-roll and try to get a single success to add to this pool.
Okay.
But I mean, like, Gavin got 2.
Oh, actually, Crusher, you can't even spend successes because you got a 1.
Oh, it's a
At
straight up
more
failure.
than-
Yeah.
More than half of your rolls, more than half of your dice were a 1 on
Yeah,
the
I crit
first
failed.
through. So it's a critical fail.
Well, I don't
so
just
then
like.
does it even matter
I
at
don't
this
step
point?
and like shoot a gun, do I? I'm just like very loud.
Just like step on a full tree that's pushed over and you just snap it in half and it just
Yeah, it's a
echoes
tree-
through the whole
It's
forest.
a tree full of squirrels, and they all
Oh my
shriek at
God.
once. No, it just
So-
means something very bad happens.
Okay.
It does?
Yes.
For sure.
To Crusher particularly.
Okay, to Crusher. So I should still roll this. So I'll
Oh,
spend
so he's
Yeah.
gonna bet his nemesis?
Okay. I spent the karma. I'm re-rolling 6. Boom. Fuck off.
Oh no!
Dude, look at that. 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
You can do it again.
You have 19, man.
Fuck you guys.
I'm
Okay,
probably about
all
to
right,
die. I'm
all
gonna
right,
step on a
one
wasp
more.
nest.
All right, you're
the
right.
thing is
One more, you're
Bonbon
right.
wants to hoard karma so
Right.
that she can advance the like high level skills she has. Like it's like computer is very expensive for Bonbon now.
Thank you, Adam, for coming
I see
up
your-
with
I
the
see your strategy.
justification in defense, which may or may not be true, but is more than
Yeah.
likely true.
Yeah, it totally is true. Absolutely.
I saw one.
I saw. Okay, you did it. All right. Okay, so here's what happens. So you move more or less like quietly through the trees. You're avoiding the road and the various paths that lead to the different like smaller buildings and stuff that are out here. And I think that you start to approach the dome. No one else can see this, but in astral sight you can see. You get closer. You can see the wall through the trees as you get closer to it. And it's not so much that you get spotted like by a patrol or anything, but at one point, Crusher, you feel just like the slightest snag on your foot, and then the pressure is like gone. And if you look back to see what it was, on a tree to your left and behind you, there's a little like metal box that's been like stuck to the ground next to the tree, and then there's a wire that was strung between that and another
man.
tree, and you snapped it. You like walk through it.
Am I the only one that notices this?
Yeah, nobody else notices that you just tripped this thing.
Hold on. Let me look at something. I gotta look at my instinct. Focus on job. Everything else comes second. Nothing happened. We're focusing on the job.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep going. I don't say anything. Maybe I look back and like wince, and I'm just like, I didn't fuck up, and I just keep going.
Okay. All right. So you keep approaching, and then this is where you get your first. You see your first like. There's a sign, like posted on the ground that's like that just says like you're now entering Universal Brotherhood territory. Trespassing. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Basically, this is the edge of their land.
Are we
and the
about
shimmering,
to-
the shimmering edge of the barrier is about 3 or 4 meters behind that. So it just kind of towers up into the sky, and to you, it's totally opaque. You just see this like wall that you can't see through. In astral space, you can see through it, and obviously in regular space.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Then I whisper to everybody like,
the magical barrier is just ahead there. So probably they'll know that we're here if we touch it, I think.
I nudge Gavin, and I also whisper and I say, hey, this is the place that Crusher wanted to send you to, remember?
He kind of turns his head and like puts his hand up, and he's like, "Sorry, Night says what?"
You know, he tried to get you enrolled in here. Just remember that when you're patrolling your drones or using them, killing people, protecting us, just remember, Crusher tried to enroll you in here.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I don't even know what just happened. Dodger, what do you say? You say the barriers, they're
The
gonna know
magical
when we enter.
barrier. Yeah, I like try to give you guys an idea of where the edge of the barrier is, because it's a dome, so like it's surrounding where we're supposed to go.
How far away is that from the actual place itself?
So you're on the edge of the sort of like the area. I'll give you. Let me use these electronic tools we have available to us. I'll just draw out a general idea of kind of where stuff is. So there's like a lake, and y'all are approaching from the south. And there's like a main building on the south shore of the lake, and then several smaller buildings kind of like around the west side of the lake. And y'all are coming in like this direction, basically.
Okay.
Towards the main compound.
Yeah,
Where-
yeah.
Where were the like apartments or hotel rooms or whatever where all of the military personnel, where we saw them? Is that next to the lake
little,
too?
The like barracks area, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like this building here that you saw.
All right. I have an idea.
Well,
Well,
okay.
If we're unable to penetrate or disable the magic barrier, I kind of look at breakdown. Option, not option.
well, hold on. It doesn't matter because I already tripped the wire all like about 20 minutes back.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. I think Gavin does that too. He like pulls his goggles up and turns on. He's like, "What?"
Yeah, no, I was focused on the job, so I didn't think it was important. But I tripped.
You
There
didn't
was
think
a
that it was important to tell us that you tripped a wire?
no, man. I mean, maybe it's just someone's shit they left out in there. I don't know.
Gavin, have you
would
seen
you have known if it would have blown your
anything
fucking
yet?
legs off? I don't understand.
Well, I probably would have
like-
known, but at least I still have both arms. All right, don't fucking come at me, Bonbon.
Oh. All right. Actually, well, maybe my idea won't work.
Gavin, have you seen anything yet? Any sign that
Well, you can keep talking. I'm rolling some stuff.
More than one of us has drones. Just
Yeah,
gonna
can we
throw that out there?
Why
Like-
don't we do a quick surveillance, and I will explain my plan if it hasn't already been thwarted by Crusher.
Okay, hold on.
A lot of rolls. Spent a lot of time
Alright.
over there.
1, 2,
Dodger, stop.
1, 2, 3. Okay,
Alright.
so Gavin, you're like, Gavin, do you see anything? And he's like, yeah, hang on. And he like pulls his goggles back down, and then you hear like a sudden like ticking sound, like 3 real quick ticks, like, and the tree next to him, the bark goes poof, and just like blows out. He drops, like he doesn't fall, but he like crouches down and he points at the barracks, and he's like there, and he like holds his hand up, and he's like, there's 5 of them. They're coming this way fast.
Can I see them with the low light goggles?
There's 5 or there's 3?
There's 5. 5. coming this
Fucking
way.
5.
So he, when he points, like the barrier blocks it, so breakdown, you can't see. Crusher, make an intelligence roll.
Oh, great, yeah.
Say
sure.
target 4, because it's
Okay.
not dark for
You
you.
got
you can
this,
see.
bro.
Oh, I actually have 2 intelligence. Not that bad. It is when you roll 2 3s.
3.
Okay, yeah, you don't see anything.
I would like to re-roll that.
Okay.
Boom.
There you go.
Oh shit!
Damn, dog.
15's a lot better. Okay,
Fuck.
so yeah, there's a group of 5 guys. You didn't see them initially, but they're wearing camo and they're like crouch moving up, like trying to like stay covered. They're moving like sort of leapfrogging towards you. They're all holding like AK-97s, like matte black AK-97s, and yeah, they're like beeline towards your position. And you can't tell if they can see you or if they're just moving. Well, they saw Gavin anyway, and they're moving in your direction
have a
now
question.
fairly quickly. Yeah.
I have a question about my barrier.
Yes.
Is my barrier like theirs, where if I were to put it up, they couldn't see us? That's not how mine works, right?
There's two. Well, okay, so they like anyone can see through the barrier because to anyone who isn't looking astrally, it's
Oh,
not
right.
even
They would
there.
have to look astrally. I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But there's two kinds of barriers. There's physical barrier and magic barrier.
Right.
What? How spaced out are these 5 guys?
They're fairly like tightly like knit together. They're not like really spread out. What are you thinking? Like grenade?
I mean, I have my assault cannon.
Yeah, but that's for
That's a
single
lot
target.
of noise, huh?
That's still
Maybe.
single target?
Oh yeah. An assault cannon fires explosive rounds, but they're not like frag rounds. Like they hit stuff and blow up, but they're meant for shooting at individual targets.
I want to cast barrier over us.
Okay. To buy you some time. Okay.
Yeah, so that we can at least not worry about getting shot for a minute.
Yeah, as long as you don't move. So
Well, I can either make it a dome or a wall, right?
correct. Yes.
Can I make it a wall so that we're not trapped in there?
Well, it's not about trapping you. It's just about like the same thing that happened with Young Taiga, right? Like you can place the barrier, but if you move out of the barrier, right? Like this helps if they're shooting in at you. But not like you can't move it around basically once you drop it.
Right.
But yes,
so we can,
it'll
I
help
can put
for
the
now.
dome up, and once we decide what to do, we can just run
just
out
run.
of the
Yeah.
dome. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use a dome then.
It works like exactly like the ability of an Overwatch character whose name I can't remember now. But you place-
Winston.
yeah, you place the shield and then people shooting into it can't get. But if someone walks through it, then they'll fight you.
Okay. I'm gonna do Force 3 physical barrier.
Okay. Do you know what page it's on?
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I will see if I can find it. Sorry, health spell. Here we go. Okay. Barrier. All right. So you're making a physical barrier, and it's a target number 6 force test. Each success basically creates an additional like die of blockage, basically.
Okay, so I have to hit a 6 with one of them at least.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You could make the wall any shape.
A star!
Add the barrier. Okay, I see. So it just, yeah.
A cloud around all our bodies, keeping us soft and safe.
All right. So force 4. You can add in as many of your spell pool as you'd like.
Okay.
Keep in mind that it is a D2 drain, so you'll
It's a Force 3.
a force 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
And target number 6, right?
It is. Yes.
All right, boys. Wish me luck. Yay! 2
Nice.
successes.
Okay, so you got 2 successes.
Gross.
Okay. Oh, cool. So their barrier is a mana barrier. Yours is a physical barrier. Is hard cover with a rating equal to 3, and attacks directed through the barrier face reduced visibility, so they can actually see the wall. In that they can't shoot through, like they can't see through it. So what does it look like when you conjure your barrier?
It's almost like a sheet of fog.
Cool.
It's very reminiscent of when I do my magic when I'm like summoning a bird and it's sort of like a foggy shape. It looks kind of like that. It's just like a wall.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so you conjure it up. It's a sustained spell, so your target numbers are +2 as long as you're holding the wall up. and I need you to make a drain test.
Right.
So, the drain is 3d2.
And it's will, right?
Yes, and the rest of your spell pool.
Target number 6 again?
This case,
Or
it's,
3 because
no,
it was the
target number
force.
is 3. Yeah.
2.
Okay, so deadly to serious, serious to moderate. You take a moderate mental wound.
Reroll that shit.
Reroll,
Yeah,
why?
You can reroll. You can
get more
reroll
than
your
2
failures
successes.
if you want. Oh, actually, no. You're right. 2 successes is only because it's a D2 wound. It's a serious wound, so you're going to be at -3 to everything you do because of the drain. You may
damn.
want to reroll.
Okay, I'll reroll then.
Yeah.
So you're rolling 1. You're rolling 5 dice, right?
4? That's better, right?
Yeah, you actually only reroll the failures, so you keep the 2, and then you'd be rolling 5 more. So that roll should just roll 5d6. Just pretend that 7d6 didn't happen.
But it was so good.
I know.
It was.
That was better though.
There you
Oh,
go. All right, so you have
damn.
seven total now.
Cool.
So deadly to serious, serious to moderate, moderate to light. You still take a light wound, but that's way better. Okay, so yeah, you feel the
It's a
stress.
light mental wound, right?
Yeah, mental wound. So it like if you take like 10 minutes or whatever, it'll just go away on its own. Yeah, so Breakdown conjures this wall of fog, and you can see that he's struggling. There's some obvious signs of stress. And Gavin turns to the group. He's like, I got a beat on him. I can open fire, but it's going to get loud fast.
That's when you hear the AK-98 just go off.
Gavin says that to us.
Yeah, he just wants confirmation that it's like time to go loud.
Demolitions is not grenade throwing, right?
No, demolitions is like planting C4.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to kill one. I'm just going to use my assault cannon.
Okay.
I just want to kill
Alright.
one.
Well, let's do that whole thing where like roll initiative and all that business.
Okay.
Can I ask some questions first with my equipment?
Yeah.
Can you smart link Uzis?
Yeah, you can add a smart link to any gun.
How much are Uzis?
I'm not sure.
Don't you already have?
Yeah, I thought you already had. I thought we already had an Uzi in the party for some reason.
I have 2.
Okay.
But when you smart link, you have to pay 1.5 times the cost of the weapon to smart link it.
Yeah,
Oh.
Uzi costs.
It's like airdrop an Uzi in right now. The Sky Gun Mall.
Yeah, I don't have it here right now. Let me check. You know, you can owe me if you want to just have pay that if you have like some.
Well, I just want to know if it's like ridiculous. And then would an Uzi do more damage than an AK-98? Right? It would.
The AK does 5 M3, I think.
Yeah.
Not sure what an Uzi is. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't have it written down for Uzi.
Cost for an Uzi 3 is 600 new yen, and it does 4
Oh.
M3, so it's pretty comparable.
And I can't use 2 Uzis at once?
You can, but you're gonna have penalties to hit with them because they don't have any built-in recoil compensation.
Alright, I'll just stick with my AK then, I guess.
Okay, cool. Okay. So let me just add these folks to the initiative order, and then we'll figure out.
What do
Also,
I need to roll initiative.
Also, keep in mind that if you're shooting out of the barrier, which you will be, they have the same cover that you will.
Can I poke around the barrier?
You can spend your turn running around the barrier, yeah, to get away from it, but.
I
then you
mean,
won't
can
have cover
can
when
I
they shoot
just
back at you.
use it as cover, like stand beside the edge of it and like pop in and out?
Yes, depending on your initiative and when you go, but yeah, you can use it as partial cover instead of full cover. That's a thing that you can do. Basically, whatever cover you have, they also have with the barrier. Okay, so just use the initiative macro, and then I'll add your results manually. I was adjusting the macro and it's kind of being weird right now, so I'll just do it manually.
So initiative. How many? Fuck. I totally need to be reminded about initiative.
It's okay.
again.
Me too.
You, it's your reaction plus 1d6. So it'll ask you for how many dice you're rolling,
Yeah.
So
and then your reaction stats.
So it's 5 plus 1d6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. Oh, you fucker.
Okay, so Bonbon, you're on 6. Crusher, you've got 2 actions. You got one at 14 and one at 7.
Okay.
So I'll add you again. One at 7.
Oh,
So it's
man.
a reaction +1 or +1d6?
It'll ask you for the die that you want to roll. It'll say initiative dice, and it's 1 unless you have like gear for that.
Oh yeah, unless you're Crusher.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so 2, 5. All right, so Knight's Ass, you go on 10 and 3.
Nice. Good roll.
And
I need my options.
Sweet baby Gavin.
I'm so glad that's always written in there.
Baby Gavin, please don't die.
Gavin. Oh, actually, I should have rolled one more for him. So Gavin's got a 10. So he's going on 10 and 3 as well. And then I'll roll for the bad guys. Or good guys, depending on your perspective. Okay. So breakdown, what'd you get? You got a 4?
Yeah.
All right.
Ah, great.
Okay, so the Mercs need to roll their initiative. And they've got 2 dice and 5. So they go on 13 and 6. And their mage has 1 die and 3. Okay, so they go on a 5. All right, so let's reorder all this shit, and away we go. Okay, so Crusher, you are first in the turn order. Basically, the barrier, you know, is like that, and you got some folks approaching this direction.
Okay. Is there anything that I could shoot with the assault cannon that would impede their...
Can we shoot through the wall, through the barrier?
You can, but it works as cover in both directions.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, so I would need to step out of it.
Let's review the spell here just to make sure that you understand exactly what your spell is doing and how you can affect it. Because I don't want you to be like limited by the fact that we just didn't take a second to look at it. Okay, so it's a force field of crackling energy. You may form the barrier as a normal area spell, which is a dome of energy, or you may create a wall. Which one did you do? Dome?
A dome.
Okay, all right. So it's a dome. So there's no in or out. Anyone shooting in or out of it, there's no question. It's just like total cover in both directions. If it were a wall, you could make it like chest high. And
That's
use
what
it
I
as,
was just
cover.
thinking. Like, I
Would
wish
you rather
that
do
I.
that? It's
Yeah,
okay if you
can I
wanna just do
retcon
that
that? Cool. Yeah, that's
So
what I want.
in that case, the wall. Oh, you have to withhold dice from the success test to make it different shapes. So basically, because what it is the dome, the sphere is if you don't make any particular effort, it just makes a sphere. Making it a wall and controlling its shape costs successes. So how many successes did you get on your casting test? 2?
Maybe more than that.
Didn't you have 5 successes plus on your
That
reroll?
was on my.
2 more 7.
Well, that was on the drain.
That was on drain. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh. I think you
Okay.
had 4, right?
2 successes. Yeah, it was 2.
Okay. So yeah, you can modify it as by spending spending one of your successes, and then still cast it, which is cool because you don't have to worry about whether it'll never be better or worse. It's just
Okay, that's what I was
always
gonna
force
ask.
3. Yeah, it'll always be force 3.
Okay.
So let me see, spell force. Area effect spell. Here you go. You can change the radius of effect. Its basic radius is a number of meters equal to your magic attribute. You can increase or decrease it, removing dice to control it. You can increase it by 1 meter for each die you withhold. You can narrow it by 1 meter for each 2 dice you withhold. So by default, the wall is 6 meters tall. Best you can do is make it 4 meters tall. So
Okay.
it'll still be too tall. So you might as well just make it a dome.
Okay.
Now, Gavin won't be restricted by the dome because the drones are outside of it and he's controlling them from inside. So it's perfect for him. But otherwise, you'd have to like, yeah, you can move out of the. But the thing is, as long as the dome is here, none of the characters can move through it. Like you can shoot through it, but it's a physical barrier, so you can't pass.
Oh, I
through
thought
it.
you said we could walk through it.
No, you can.
Shit.
You can get like people can. Like you can push through. Like I would say, if bullets can go through it, if you spend your whole turn like pushing, you can get through it. But yeah, it's supposed to block passage.
So, could I use? Oh, that would be inconvenient though. I was gonna say, can I use one of my successes to make like an opening, like have it not be a complete dome?
Yeah, make like an igloo instead.
Yeah, like we could yeah, if you want to create a like hole in the
like a side
bubble.
door that's crusher height.
Yeah. Sure, why not? That sounds reasonable enough.
Okay.
So I have a side door.
Yeah, because we don't want it in the front because they're shooting from the front. So if it's on the side of the dome,
What if you
then
guys
can,
just
like,
got to the
step out,
side?
shoot.
Oh shit.
What if you
Okay.
just got off to the side and you had a door in the front that I could just like use as an actual wall to put my back up to, and then you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I like that. And then we can like pop in and out of that.
Yeah.
Or you can make it a wall, and in which case it's 6 meters tall and
But they could come
See.
around behind us and possibly fuck us up. Then.
oh no, it's the wall's height is the spell's force in meters. Its length is equal to your magic attribute, so it's actually only 3 meters tall. So you can spend the success to make that like 1 meter tall wall that Crusher can get up on and shoot. Do you want to do that?
Wow.
I mean, we're not going to get flanked. We have 4 drones, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I guess that's true.
Sure.
Sure. We'll do the wall.
Okay. All right. So big fog wall. It's 1 meter tall. You still cast it like normal, and now it's pretty like low for Crusher, but everybody else can treat it as part cover in both directions, like you normally would if you're just like popping up and shooting.
So,
Okay.
and then one last question, then I'll make an action because I know we're taking way too long to do this.
No,
With a
that's fine.
15, do I only see these 5 guys?
Yes. Yeah. There's only those 5 moving towards you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot one with the assault cannon.
Okay.
Which is a.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like rolling these guns, I don't even.
So I need to. Do you want me to just make a straight up roll? I'm trying to think which macro is best to
Well,
use here.
first of all, what's the range on the assault cannon? They're at medium. They were at medium range when they fired at you for
It's-
their assault rifles. So
it-
I'm gonna say they're like 40. They're at the long end of medium. They're at 40 meters.
So 0 to 50 is the first range for the assault
Perfect.
cannon.
So you're still in short range.
Yeah.
You haven't moved. Are you moving? Like, are you running towards the? Yeah, you have to move to get. You want to get to the wall and get behind cover, right?
No, I wanna
otherwise
take
you're
this-
just standing there.
I want to take this first shot. I think. Yeah, I want to take this first shot without being behind cover.
Okay, sure.
'Cause I'm literally just like pulling out the assault cannon and firing.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
run to
It's
cover.
Your first reaction as soon as the
Actually,
wall
can I
happens.
shoot and then run to cover afterwards?
No. So if you're moving, basically your movement gets divided through the whole turn. So you're
Oh,
moving
okay.
during the whole turn. So if you start, it's the same.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll do it on the second turn then. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So your target number to hit, it's not dark, right? Because you have your you have low light vision.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's target number 4. You're firing 1 shot at the nearest guy. He's moving, so target number is 5.
And my assault cannon being smart linked, what does that add to it?
Reduces the target number by 2, I think.
So that's 3.
Brings it down to 3. Yep.
Okay. Here is the shot. 6 successes.
Oh
Okay.
shit, son.
So what's the staging on that weapon? The first number.
10d4.
Okay, so you stage it up once, so it's deadly plus. It reduces their armor by 1.
So he's
So the
dead?
guy you shoot at, I'll roll his resist damage. They got a 7, no durable armor. It's their dodge pool. Okay.
0 for sure. Definitely.
No.
Like they're basically
Target number is
logs.
10.
10?
Yeah, because it's Crusher's giant ass gun.
Oh my god, I see sixes. Fuck
That
you.
wasn't actually Gavin, but I just had him on the macro.
But he rolled 5 ones. That's terrible.
So they got 9 successes. So
Holy
that goes deadly to serious, and then serious to moderate. So you moderately wound one of them.
He rolled really well.
So Merc number 1,
Wait.
moderate wound.
He rolled a 10, a 17, and 2 11s.
Yeah, and then gets 5 free successes because that's how armor works.
Yeah.
But he still takes a moderate wound. So
I was like, when I hover over the 5, it's all ones. What's up with
yeah,
that?
it doesn't
shit?
it doesn't actually roll. It just adds
Okay.
5. Like it rolls it gives you a number you can compare. So you just add those together, and that's how much. Yeah. Well, like Crusher, your armor gives you 8 auto successes when you get shot at, right? So
Yeah.
okay, all right. So the relative quiet of the forest goes like the only thing we've really heard so far is the like 3 ticking sounds of the silenced gun, and then yeah, and then it suddenly there's just this like tank goes off right next to all of you. Like basically, Crusher just turns around and then it's like a Sherman. There's a brilliant flash, and you see one of the mercs get like knocked down, and there's like dirt that flies everywhere.
Okay. Right after that, I'm just like, yeah, Gavin, go ahead and go loud. Go loud. Please go loud. Just start shooting. Just shoot them all.
Oh shit.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. So Gavin, well, he'll go when it's his turn. The mercs are going to return fire. So because the wall is at reduced height, and nobody who's gotten a move yet is behind cover. So, let's make a bunch of rolls.
Why didn't Breakdown make the cover in front of us?
I did.
She
It did. But you
okay.
the cover was originally going to be a dome, which would have just protected you. But now you have to run up and get behind it, so you're all a little exposed. So I'm giving everybody like moderate cover instead of
Because
the
if it
full
was
cover.
the dome, we wouldn't have
Yeah.
been able to get out.
Well, and
Yeah.
you haven't had
They
a
would have
chance
just
to
walked
run
up
to
and been
cover
like,
either.
you guys are fucking idiots.
Oh, thank you for trapping yourselves.
Yeah, we're just going to wait here with our guns until you're
Yeah,
done.
just hang out and point it at you until you come out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's way better cover than like hiding behind a tree. So
Yeah.
okay, so they're gonna take some shots in your direction. And let's see, there's 4 mercs, and we'll do the wounded guy first because he's got a penalty. So they're moving and firing. They're gonna move to cover as well. I think one of them is going to fire on Crusher. We'll do this. The guy that got shot will fire back at Crusher.
Okay.
So dice pool is 5. Target number is 6 because they're moving just like last time. And I'll just roll these real quick because he's firing a 3-round burst at you.
Not 21's pretty good.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so the second shot hits you, and I need you to make a resist damage test.
Okay. Body dice. Is that without all of the other pluses? That's just
Yeah, it's just your body stat.
Thermal armor is 1. Dodge pool. How much dodge do I have? Let's see. 4. I'll throw 1 in there.
Okay.
Target number is what?
Target number is 5.
Okay. And since I have armor that's heavy armor,
It'll ask you for armor. It's 8 because it's ballistic. So.
is that does it come after the target number?
Yeah, it'll ask you.
Oh, armor
It's the
rating.
it's
Okay,
the
yeah.
last thing that gets
Yeah.
applied.
Okay, there it is. 3 and 8.
Yeah, so you have 11 successes. It goes from every 3 successes reduces it. So it goes M to L, L to nothing. So your armor just he fires 3 times. They all just bounce off your outer shell.
Okay.
Does Crusher laugh when that happens? Is there like a chuckle?
No, he's serious mode.
Okay.
If you look closely, maybe he smirks, but that's it.
Okay. So now the other 3 mercs will take shots. And I think they're all going to pick different targets. So there are 4 possible targets, though I don't know if they'd even be able to see Gavin. What did you say the wall was? Like 1? 1 meter tall. Breakdown.
You're muted.
It was 3, right? It's as tall as the forest.
It starts at the forest, but did you spend the success to make it shorter? Because the 3 meter tall, like Crusher, how tall are you?
Well, 1 meter wouldn't be tall enough for us to hide behind it.
Like 3 feet. Yeah, you'd have to crouch, but
Very
Crusher
tall? How
would
do I
be
not have
just
this
out
written down?
there.
yeah. I mean, Crusher, you don't really need the cover, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
if you
no,
make
that's
it,
why I didn't move.
Yeah.
I'm much taller than that. I don't know how actually tall. I think I'm like 8 foot or something like that.
I think you're taller than that. I think you're like 10 or 11. But yeah,
I forget.
like
It's
one
been so
one
long.
meter, 1 meter would be good for the rest of you to crouch behind. But yeah, Crusher, it's not going to give him cover anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
So how tall is? It's up to you. 1 meter or 3 meters? How tall is the wall?
Does Gavin die or not?
Yeah, is Gavin a valid target here? If it's
Whoa.
1 meter, sure.
Whoa.
But if it's 3,
Oh,
not,
I
you'll all
didn't
have
want
to
it
go
to.
around
I didn't
it.
want it to be 1. No.
Okay.
2 at least. So maybe we'll say 2. We'll say the
sure.
middle.
Okay, so it's like 6 feet tall. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, I think in this case, yeah, like they can see Crusher. They shoot Crusher. The rest of you are probably not tall enough to get shot at or shoot past this barrier, so they're gonna split up, and the other 3 don't shoot, or the other ones they start to go around. They're gonna try and get around your wall. So it is Gavin and Night's Ass. It's your turn.
I think after this turn, we'll take a break
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
just to get that in there.
All right. So, what do I do first? Roll?
That's good. What do you want to do?
I would like to. So if I stand up, is this barrier taller than me?
Yes, it's probably like about as tall as you. It depends on if you're tall for.
I mean, I'm wearing heels. Can I not just like, you know?
You can
shoot over
always
it?
you can always shoot through it, but you know the best thing, like your original plan, to get to the edge of, like, because that's what they're doing, right? They're gonna try and flank around the wall to get at you.
Yes, that'd probably be good to like hold them off from doing that as quickly.
Yep.
Yeah. So do I have to spend the whole turn moving to the edge?
No, if you're walking,
Okay, because it's
you won't get there in time. But what's your quickness?
maybe 4 or 5. Let me check. 5.
Okay, so let's see. If you're moving, you move while. Yeah, if you run, then it's 4 times your quickness in meters. If you're walking, it's just your quickness. But running, you can't run and shoot, basically. So yeah, I would say that this action you just have to run to the edge of the wall, but you'll get there before they can start to flank you.
I'm gonna do that then.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna run for it, and Gavin is going to take some shots with his one of his drones. So Ghidorah is gonna take a shot. So his gunnery skill and their target number, and he's gonna shoot 3 times. Oops, I got that wrong. Okay, well that one he missed anyway. And then the last roll.
Is this Gavin shooting?
Yeah, it's Gavin's drone.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so that middle one was actually a miss, but the first and last one, those are hits.
Not bad.
So I'll resist damage. We'll say
Remember-
he's targeting the wounded guy.
Remember, Gavin doesn't actually kill anyone. He just builds like killer death machines.
He just shoots them in the legs. He's like a Terminator that way. And the target number for this gun is 5, I think. Yeah. Okay.
Fucking Christ, dude.
That's good.
Okay, so this is the resist roll. So
That's our
10,
resist
Oh,
damage.
no,
10
that's terrible.
successes. So 3, 6, 9. He takes a light wound. And then the second shot.
Yeah, they've got pretty good armor if they're rolling.
Yeah, they got
96.
good armor. And then this other shot. They also have 7 bodies, so. And target number is 5. Okay, so 9. Same thing. Another light. So he's taken 5 hits so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's at -2 to anything that he's going to do on his turn. Okay. All right. So above you, his guns spin up on the drone, and you get this like bright flash up above as they fire down, and the mercs, you can see them scatter for cover now that they know they're being fired at from above.
Cool.
And that's it for Gavin.
Sick.
So Crusher, you'll get your second turn, and let's take our break and we'll come back to it then.
Yeah, let's take a break real quick. Still got 2 hours left to go, and I'm sure it's going to take that long to finish this fight. So feel free to keep watching. We'll be right back after this quick break. Hour 3 coming up right after this. We'll see you then.